know the feeling, don't you? You look through your old art folder and think to yourself, I can do this so much better now. So, let's do that. I've raided my old art folder, which I've been keeping since I basically started. And I picked out from newest to oldest something to redraw. The first thing we're drawing, I can guess dates back to about 2014, and it's a girl in a yawning pose. I picked this one out over the others because I really liked the movement in it, and I remember being really proud of the figure of this figure. She has very nice curves going in, and the way the clothes hang off of her body was just very pleasing to me. I remember feeling good about this one, and now I wanna feel even better about this one. One thing that struck me the most, again, by starting out, is that, of course, I've become better, and I instantly put way more movement into it, and also the head more in perspective. I'm pretty sure, at this point in my art journey, even though back in the day you need way more helplines, I use them more with a purpose now, rather than before. My line of motion is down there just to, give everything motion and stuff. And another thing that I noticed, which I don't think I'll ever change ever again, I give my character smaller boobs than I did before. And obviously I take myself way more time going back and forth and changing things, and you know how it is when you're a young artist. You just keep everything as is, right? One thing that always I found odd about this artwork, because why? I even thought it back in the day. Why this awkward strand of hair? It doesn't look messy, it just looks like I misplaced it. That's really weird. But well, I incorporated it back into the redefined new version of this artwork. All in all, I think from back in the day and today, obviously I improve because, well, time is the best teacher. And also, I have the expression more down. Now she looks genuinely tired, when before she just looked really bored, in my opinion. Another thing I remember being really proud of in this artwork was the design of the pajamas. Cropped pajamas with the buttons down and then the striped collar and end of the sleeves. Oh my god, so original, so good. I know, and the design is not totally to show off her curves and not cover all of the body too much. Alright, moving on to the next drawing, which has a lot of story behind it. Now that I think about it, I actually don't know if this one or the one coming after is older, but I would date this one back to 2013, 2012 me. So the story behind this lady is that I was really proud of it. It was supposed to be a teacher. Just a teacher looking very nice and, well, with teacher kindness at her pupils. And once I was done, I was super proud of it and showed it to all my friends. They laughed at it and said she looked like a actress. So yeah, add that one for self-esteem. But for real, it was kind of funny, but I remember, because I showed it to everyone while it was still a pencil drawing, you can still see the remedies of that, and that she had her leg higher and everything. Because I then lined it and colored it with colored pencil, because I wanted people to stop calling it the teacher, which didn't help because there is a weird line with the skirt for some reason, because the skirt used to be higher, so I traced that one first, but then the leg was lower and now there's just this floating skirt situation going on. So I wanted to draw this one more as in how I would have drawn it back then if I had the ability to. So now I'm actually drawing her as just a kind, reassuring teacher sitting on a chair, looking very kind at her pupils. Something that you're also gonna notice going into these drawings is that I was drawing a lot of dresses, which now that I'm watching other kids, because I'm an educator now, that I'm watching kids draw characters, is very common and very normal, probably by that typical depiction of girls in triangular dresses while boys are just naked, I guess. I don't know. Another thing I wanted to change from old to new is the dress design, because let's face it, it's really freaking boring. It's basically just a t-shirt dress, and every dress I drew back in the day looked like this, and it was also red, even though red wasn't even close to being my favorite color back then. I just picked red, I don't know. So I gave her little like fluffy sleeves, a square neckline, and some ruffles at the end of the dress. Like a dress idea that just suddenly came to me, and I was like, okay, fine, let's do it. And I'm not mad, it looks pretty cute. 2 drawings down, 2 more to go. This one, since, well, I'm not sure which one of these 2 is older, I'd stayed in the same year bracket as the one before, 13 or 12, and I wanted to draw a little schoolgirl. As you might have noticed in the previous drawings, my art style was very much influenced by manga and anime style, because if you were around when I had my FAQ video still up, I showed off the little book which I learned to draw with, which was called How to Draw Manga, which I don't have now anymore in order to show you, because I gave it to my cousin because he also wants to learn how to draw. So that's where like the style comes from, and everything being anime and everything also being in anime school uniforms. That's why I drew a lot of school uniform girls, probably also a lot of school, probably because I was also still in school, but you know, very school, very anime, very in that direction. This one I drew at school. I really very much remember when I drew it. I drew it during recess or waiting for the bus, one of the two, when I was out of class, but sitting around waiting. And I drew this little girl, I think also very much towards summer, because it was part of like a pair with another drawing with, I think, also the same character, just more chibi. So yeah, I just wanted to draw a fun anime schoolgirl character. Even back in the day when I finished the drawing, I saw what was off with it. Her head is not attached to her neck, so what is going on with that? I really like that I still drew hands, because you can see the hands are rough, but like they make sense. The thumb is in the right area, and like, you know, they bend around and everything, and she's even holding something. And I wasn't shying away from drawing hands, even crossed arms, which is one of the hardest things to draw. I didn't nail it, I didn't even get it close, but I drew it, and that's all that counts, right? Young me, so props to you. She's smiling like with an open mouth smile, looks very like, I don't know, just like a cool schoolgirl, but I don't know, from the pose and the color scheme, she gave me more of a shy vibe, even though her facial expression didn't remedy this. So I just gave her a shy, more like, you know, bent down head, like in the previous drawing, closed smile with a little bit more blush. At this point, I was contemplating how much more detailed I wanted to get with all of these sketches, because I kind of wanted to, you know, color them like almost similar to how I colored them back in the day, but I already didn't do that with the teacher. I mean with the prom teacher, I mean with the teacher. So I was mulling it over, should I just, you know, color this one, because I don't really like coloring with colored pencils, and I still wanted to do another drawing, and I wasn't sure how much time I still have, so I just decided to line it with a liner and gave it a bit more detail with the colored pencil and be done with it. Like, why I switched to colored pencils is to just, at least because I'm not coloring them, get close to the color vibes of the drawing that I had before. Now that we're finished with this one, let's move on to the last and oldest of the three. Tell me I'm wrong, but I'd say this one is around 2011, when I was like very much starting to draw. And I think that it really shows. Again, reoccurring theme, a dress, a red dress, brown hair with bangs, brown long hair with bangs, the whole shebang. So I tried to just get a more interesting design in there with the dress, because, well, that's just a very boring red dress. And again, go with the pose, more like how I thought it, I actually wanted it to look. She seems very much whimsical, like with the wind blowing her hair and also her necklace. That's actually a detail that I find really good in this artwork, that like even the necklace gets blown away by the wind, so that was really cool. I almost forgot the necklace actually, so I'm adding it in very late. But I really like that about, that artwork, like props to me, young me. Trying to draw it more how I wanted it to like look. Probably I bent her back more, but you could tell like I struggled with that pose, because even now I'm better, but I'm still not perfect and I still struggle. I bent her back more and she's like leaning even further across the railing in kind of a like, I'm the king of the world fashion, Not only did I wanted to make the dress more interesting, but also the hair to not just have normal bangs. I mean, I love my bangs for life, right? But like in artwork, I like variety. So I just like made her bangs like a little bit longer, a bit more like subtle wavy, as well as the hair more wavy rather than just like a blob with many, many lines. Because back in the day, I thought that's how hair is drawn, just many, many lines. And many, many hastily drawn lines, because as an artist, when you're young, you don't even give yourself time to draw anything, you just want it to be done. But I guess that's the big difference. So I guess the big carry away from this whole experience is that, I mean, of course, I get to see a direct comparison of how I improved, and these are very old drawings. So obviously the difference is very big, because it's like years and years apart. But it's like still nice to look back and think to yourself what you already did good back then, It's like I was open to draw things that I wasn't good at, and that's really cool, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be good at anything. So take that as motivation, kids. I know you want to be good right now, but take it from me. Wait only 11 years and you're better than when you started. Oh my god. Just like in the previous drawing, the blue one, I'm just adding a bit more blush to make it look all nice and finished. And here we are. All 4 old drawings redrawn almost how many years? The oldest is 11. 11 years apart. And I really enjoyed looking back at the really old drawings compared to like the newest of the bunch, because the older they were, the more like connection I had with them. Except for some reason for the oldest one, because I really don't remember owning it, but Yeah, so that was really cool. If you ever like have kept your old artwork and want to redraw it, just do. It's really fun. I wanted to do this for a while and now I finally did it. So thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye!